You're listening to El Americano Podcast, where barbershop talk meets backyard carne asada energy. Hosted by yours truly, Adam Lee, a Central Valley original, fueled by strong opinions and questionable sources. Yeah, I take deep dives and I get lost sometimes, but don't we all? From pop culture to sports, I'm here to stir the pot, crack some jokes, and keep it 100. All with that Americano twist, baby. No filter, all gas, no brakes, and all over the road. This is El Americano Podcast. All right, we're back for episode 2. I want to say thank you for everybody that subscribed, liked, shared, and all that good stuff. Got the guys back. I wanted to go over the first preseason game. I mean, everybody's talking about it. It's Friday morning. As you can see, I'm wearing my Bengals stuff. I'm pretty pumped up that they look good, but I already expected it already. The one thing that I did notice is that Shamar Stewart is a stud. He's very disruptive. I believe Trey Hendrickson right now, being a teacher and a mentor to him, is going to help, because I'm not going to lie. Our defense is bad. We were getting shredded by the Eagles' backup quarterback. And I want you to remember, I want you to look at his measurables. I want you to look into where he went to school. And I also don't want to ignore that he shredded up a number 1 defense. But I don't want to touch on too much of that. What did you guys think, and what did you guys notice last night watching the Eagles game and the Bengals?
You know, I didn't watch much of that game. I don't put too much into the preseason.
True.
As you know.
True.
Right? Raiders have gone, how many times they've gone undefeated in the preseason only to fall flat on their face, right?
Okay.
I don't like too much in the preseason. I do like watching certain players and see how they perform.
Well, that's what I'm looking
for. They got
for.
the burst on the NFL football field, because you know that's where it's different. Right?
Okay. So that's why I tuned in and I saw Genty last night. Genty does look good, but you want to know who really, really looked good? Is Chase Brown. So flipping that back into fantasy, I'm going to tell you right now, Chase Brown, you're right, is going to be a stud in fantasy. He's, especially in a half PPR, he's going to kill it. 20 points every week. I think it's going to be dump off, make a move, wide open field, because they're going to be shooting verticals. The Bengals offense is nasty. Nasty.
Yeah, I showed it last. What I draft Chase Brown in? Early in the third round?
Yeah,
third round. I drafted him.
Well, you know me. You know what I mean?
The Bengals dropped the ball, though, right? Yeah. They didn't start giving him the rock till later because they were worried about his injury history and all that stuff.
Well, he was a little small. He's put on about 15, 12 pounds.
Right. But you know what? Every time I hear about a player putting on weight, or I'm stronger, or I'm faster, you know what ends up happening? More times than not, they get hurt. It never fails. So I don't care. Keep doing what you're doing. Whatever made you successful. Chase Brown, Bengals. What's your OC? What's his name?
Pitcher. Dan Pritchett.
We talked about this. What's the head coach's name? The real
Zach
OC.
Taylor.
Zach Taylor. Zach, get him the ball, baby.
Get him the ball.
Let him go.
But Joe needs to take the check down. They're gonna run the ball a little bit more.
Right.
And this is the fan. I'm gonna move on. Like, hey, I love Joe. Yeah. We touched on the Bengals, but I'm gonna tell you right here, right now, Joe Burrow. I feel even better than last week saying that he's going to throw 50 touchdowns. I know he's going to throw 50 touchdowns. And he's going to get close to Peyton Manning. I'm doubling down. I said split it. Split the tens. Split the tens. Split them and bet it all. Because Joe Burrow's bringing home the bag, bro. No doubt. 100%. No homer. A fanatic. I'm going to... No, he's the real deal.
But at the end of the day, Adam, why are we doing this, right? We're doing this for fantasy. Okay?
That's right.
Joe Burrow might be the number 5, number 6.
This is what I'm saying. He should be number 1 quarterback. Joe Burrow, if you have an opportunity to take him... So there was a question asked in the comments, and I'm going to tie this into the Joe Burrow. So someone asked, and I saw that you responded to it, the 9th pick overall. So... I'm gonna kind of gloss over give me the top 8, Shane. Give me the top 8. What are they saying? What are the people saying that are professionals?
They're saying Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, Bijan, or you can flip those: Justin Jefferson, Jahmyr Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, and then you can either go with CMC, Genty, people like that.
I'm saying, you go Malik Neighbors. Okay?
He doesn't fall that
The volume's going to be there.
He doesn't fall that
Russell Wilson, the rookie quarterback, he's going to get opportunities. And then you hope and you clinch up and you hope that Brian Thomas Jr. gets back to you in the second round. And then in the third round, you reach. You know I like to reach, bro. You know I do that all the time.
You stay reaching.
And I'm going to reach. And I'm going to reach on this one. Marvin Harrison Jr. Those are the three. And then you're like, what? You're going to get three receivers? Three receivers? But I'm saying those might be three of the top 10 receivers in fantasy this year. And then I tie it to Joe Burrow. You pick a quarterback. Joe Burrow, week in, week out, is going to give you 20 to 25 points. He will probably give you one game under 17. Do the math. The reason I'm saying he's throwing so many touchdowns is tied to the fantasy. Now, the 9th pick, it's all here. This is the formula. That's it. And you have no running backs. I get it. You have no running backs. You have the running backs in fantasy drop off fast.
I'll tell you which way I'm going to go.
Fast.
Okay, I've been doing some mock drafts lately, okay? I've been doing quite a bit. And I believe if you go running back early, I wouldn't mind going running back early, right? But you have those wide receivers from about round 4 to about 7. The drop off after that is big time.
I don't want Nico Collins. Nico Collins is above all those guys. What I'm saying,
I like Nico Collins.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you don't like Nico Collins.
They have a lot of receivers there, and they drafted 2 guys.
He's still the main one,
rookies.
They're rookies. Yes, they're rookies. I get it. But come on, they're ready to go. They're ready to go. They're gonna pass the ball. They're gonna be good.
I like Jaden Higgins. Don't get me wrong.
That's why I picked them to win the division. Those guys are gonna come through.
He averaged huge yards per reception. I love him, right? But he's still a rookie. And I'll tell you this, and I've watched a lot of Houston Texans games, right? He looks to Nico. Nico could have double coverage, bracketed, safety over the top. It don't matter. He looks to Nico Collins to give him the ball.
And he's a big target, and he's got some legs on this. I've always liked Nico Collins.
That's why you can't go wrong with Nico, though. You can't go wrong with keep getting him the ball, though. You know what I mean?
No, well, he can put up 200 yards.
Right.
Sometimes he flashes like Julio Jones, a big body. The quarterback gets him the ball.
And we touched on this a little bit, right? That left tackle, losing Laramie Tunsil to the Redskins. By the way, Redskins, good work, right?
Commanders. I did it last week. Does that? No.
I'm still with the Redskins.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying we're still sticking with that one.
Does that count for that?
You got to do you though, right? But that's gonna tell me, you know what? And with the Mixon, injury,
Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's gonna be a factor.
I don't know.
Chubb. I got a little something later. We're like, who do you take in the 10th round?
I don't like
to get a steal. I like Nick Chubb in the 12th. People are not. He's gonna be that sneaky guy. And now that Joe Mixon's hurt, you already knew it was gonna be like a 60-40, 70-30. Nick Chubb's
and he was already healthy too to end the year.
So
Browns didn't go to the.
It's a good story. You have him in fantasy. He helps you in the beginning of the season because people are not expecting stuff from Nick Chubb.
What's the number one downfall of running backs? It's always has been
30 years old,
right?
Yeah, he's old.
How old is he? How old is he, Shane?
And let's talk about
I don't think he's 30 years old.
Let's talk about the injury history with him. We're talking about blown out knee after blown out knee. 29 years old. Hey,
but
he's about to be 30 during the season though.
He's just really had a really bad injury.
And whatever.
Huge, yeah.
And so and I've been keeping up with him because I like him. I've always liked Nick Chubb, right?
Stud.
But they're saying that he's lacking burst. He's lacking burst. He's always been a big body, but he's lacking burst. That's not good. They might be in trouble, which means
But did he really have the burst? Or was he just manhandling people?
He's powerful. Nick Chubb was a powerful man.
That's not a burst. That's powerful. That's just like...
No, that included explosion. That included the 4 to 5 yard average of carries. Like that included that.
The wear and tear.
I'm saying you have to have that burst.
Because they're the bold style of running back. You know what I mean?
Said, though, he was able to make that first guy miss, like you were saying, though, the last time around.
He ain't making...
But not make miss, but he was able to, you know what I mean?
But let me ask you this. You don't take a flyer on him? In the 12th round?
I mean, if I have
round? 10th round, 12th round, 10th round?
No, late 10th round. No, there's still a bunch of number one studs.
Well, me,
no way.
I think a stud for me is Trey Benson. Trey Benson from Arizona.
I like him late.
I like him like right there. There's value because if James Conner goes down, he has the same value. James Conner's ADP, I don't know where it's at, but it's a lot better than Benson's.
I think he's a great handcuff.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to take both of them, I think it's a great handcuff. But am I going to reach for Trey Benson?
I think he's stealing people's handcuff because it can be gold just like that.
But you know who I like though is Josh Downs.
You like Josh Downs?
Josh Downs. I feel like he can slip.
Ooh, I like that you went there, but go ahead.
I like Josh Downs just because. I mean, a lot of people are going to get so, you know what I mean? I feel like during the drafts, everyone gets a little kind of like, disoriented. You know what I mean?
Especially when somebody takes somebody that they wanted, it kind of throws everybody off. Yeah, you did that to me last year with Joe Burrow, bro.
First round. Hey,
well, you're touching that in the future.
That's on you.
Yeah, but right? The cat was out of the bag.
So I'm glad you brought up Josh Downs, right? Because that brought me, I started watching the Colts a little bit. You know how I feel about AR-15, or he's AR-5 now, right? Rightfully so. Yeah, that dude is garbage. He's done. Pinky all twisted up. Right? Poor guy. Hey, get better.
Get better. It's
going to be Daniel Jones. Okay. Anthony Richardson comes off the field. You saw last year. Man, he'd go on a drive and then he'd get tired, take himself off the field. Like, dude, these players on the field, they see that. Like, this guy, he's not ready.
He's not ready.
You know what I'm saying?
He took himself out yesterday too.
Are you going to go to war with this guy? But but the pinky was, I get it.
Yeah.
So I immediately thought, hey, man, look at taking him off. He's taking himself off the field again, right?
Well,
so this leads me to this. So it's going to be Daniel Jones.
100%. Yeah. I like Daniel Jones.
And this is the guy I like. Josh Downs, he's a smaller receiver, slot guy?
He's a slot.
So this is the guy I like. And shout out to my boy K-Mac, right? And I talked about this last year. I like Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. I love Adonai Mitchell. And you're starting to hear little blurbs about Adonai Mitchell. And they tried getting the ball, right? But I don't believe the chemistry is there yet. But be mindful of Adonai Mitchell from the Colts.
What round? What round you think?
Oh, man, he's late, baby. He's late.
He's going to hit the waiver wire.
No, he's late.
He's going to hit the waiver wire.
Yeah, no. How many rounds do you have in your draft? Right?
Oh, yeah.
How many drafts?
Take him at the end.
Okay.
Why not? Adonai
Last
Mitchell?
pick?
Adonai Mitchell might be that number one there.
Okay.
Take a chance.
Take a chance.
I like that. I like that Adonai Mitchell.
Chance.
But coming back to the number 9 pick, right? If you had the number 9 pick, and this is a big reach, okay? This is a big reach. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
Well,
hey, Sam Darnold got the ball to his number 1, and he knows how to get the ball to his number 1.
He's a good quarterback.
Okay? I was saying
I think the 49ers should have paid him.
I'm not saying take him at number 9 because I'm going to take Genty. I'm going to take these other guys. AJ, but if you can get him on the way back.
Oh, yeah. Second round, he's for sure.
Second round, no way.
No, he's going to come back on the snake. Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to come back.
On the turn? In the second round?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be there. He's going to be there in everybody's draft.
That's what we're saying.
So you don't like Jackson Smith?
I don't like him at all. If he's your second round draft pick, you might as well say, here's my money. Thank you. I'll see you next year.
I like.
That's what I think.
I like the volume he's going to get. DK Metcalf is gone.
But he also has Cooper. But they also have Cooper Kupp now that they got.
I think Cooper Kupp is going to have a bounce back season.
Hey, I was thinking that too.
I think Cooper Kupp has.
I like Cooper Kupp.
It's like playing with Matthew Stafford again a little bit.
Hey, are you?
I'm not saying he's not the same caliber, but
something I haven't done in a long time, and I take this into account all time, especially when it comes to fantasy, right? Especially when it comes to a top pick. I would never take McCaffrey early because people were overdrafting him, I believe, because of his injury history. You got to take that into account. What does Cooper Kupp do every year in and year out?
But Cooper Kupp, you could tell he's just, he knows how to get open.
He looked a little happy too. He looked a little different.
And he's going to find happiness. I think this is the year like Joey Bosa does good in a different team. Cooper Kupp, certain guys that you just know that they were good. They just needed new scenery. That's all it was.
I'm not saying he's not good. And I'm not saying the scenery was bad. He's always had a great attitude. Yeah. He's always balled out. It's his injury history, and he's only older. That's my problem with Cooper Kupp.
Did he run a 4.3? No, he was just a guy that got open. He had good moves.
You got to be on the field to produce, and he's not on the field enough. That's my take on Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
Right? That's my take on it.
That's your take on it?
Right.
So CMC though, just for the record, the 9th pick overall, I would stay away from CMC.
So I would try to get him on the turn if the whole draft doesn't. If I got a late pick, I'm gonna try to grab like a top running back and then try to get him on the.
No, I'm gonna do some gangster stuff. I'm gonna take Malik Neighbors, and then I'm gonna take Brian Thomas Jr. He's probably gonna be there, and then I'm gonna take Marvin Harrison Jr. And I'm gonna reach from. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyle Murray are gonna go off in fantasy.
I want McBride.
So you're taking.
That
3 receivers. You're going to take Marvin Harrison in the 3rd.
And the reason it's because
in traditional Yahoo leagues.
Yeah, okay? I'm going to go for the flex.
And so you're going to end up with Trey Benson as your number 1 kind of thing.
There's going to be Harvey. There's going to be Caleb Johnson. I think Caleb Johnson is going to be good, bro. He's going to be good the whole way. He's from day one. He's going to come in. Watch him in the preseason. This week, it's Friday. Pittsburgh's preseason game. The name that you're going to hear, Caleb Johnson looked great. you're going to see. You're going to take a chance. Marvin Harrison's going to. I think those 3 receivers are 3 of the top 10 receivers in fantasy this year. Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas Jr.
And I'm not saying I disagree.
I might be a little bit early on them.
I'm not saying I completely disagree with your assessment of those receivers.
2 out of 3 hit, you're good.
Right?
And with Joe Burrow?
No.
And with Joe Burrow?
This is what I'm telling you.
I'm just saying because it's a 9th pick. I'm going to work with, there's guys that I don't like right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry.
This is what I'm saying about that, is that you leave yourself vulnerable because say only one of those dudes hits. Now your running backs are so weak. You have to create value. You cannot reach. Those running backs have to be decent at least. And now you're talking about running back by committee backs.
Well, that's the way it's going to be. They rotate.
That's what we're talking about, the first and second round and third round. You can still get number 1s that aren't running back by committee back.
I think there's value right there in the 5th round. A good running back that will match numbers of like guys that like, give me some names in the 2nd round that are going, Shane.
I'll give you one.
Give me one.
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
Tyler Allgeier's a good one too.
We talked about this. No.
If Robinson goes down, get insurance policies. That's what I'm saying. Get insurance policies.
We're talking about the 5th round, okay? Some guy who might be there, okay? Just he's had a little bit of injury history, but he's young, right? And I talked about this. You know how I feel about Justin Fields right now.
Yeah,
I like him right now. Okay,
I'm not a big fan.
It won't transition great into wins and losses for the Jets. I get it, but if you had Justin Fields on your team a few years ago when he was bought in and he was the man with the Bears, what'd he do for fantasy? He balled out. Okay, so this is the kind of guy. This is a guy I like in the 5th round. Is a Breece Hall. Breece Hall might mess around.
If he's there in the 5th round, you're coming up big because you know they're going to use him. And he's already a good running back. He's good in every aspect.
Breece Hall is going to go in before the 4 rounds.
I think there was another scenario where
I don't know about that because Braylon Allen, a lot of chirping been coming about Braylon Allen, so people are worried about that too. But I think this might be.
I like Jacobs and Breece Hall, but that's me exchanging Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. And I just think there's more value in those receivers. I know those picks are a little bit later, but that's me giving up that kind of quality of running back to have that kind of potential in receiver.
But see, that's why I've always liked going running back early, right? Because there's so few of them, and the league traditionally is a throwing league.
I was gonna do more traditional, but then I thought to myself, I'm gonna stay true to myself. And this is not the first time I have these crazy things what I do. You know this now. You see me do crazy stuff.
Man, it's been crazy.
It's been crazy. There was one year, but anyways.
It's been a severe drop off.
But I'm still solid. I still put up good numbers. And I'm saying, you know what? These three receivers make more sense than taking these average running backs.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of Derrick Henry. I'm not. And I know people are going to toast me for that. But, I mean, come on.
Shout out Keaton Mitchell's backup. He looked good last night.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
Keaton Mitchell looked really good last night. But this is what I like. I'm going to go running back heavy, I believe, right? I'm going to go running back heavy because
these are the narrative.
Because these are the kind of guys I like. George Pickens, he wants to get paid, okay?
Yes, he does.
And George Pickens has every tool you can ask.
George Pickens been in the league a minute.
Wide receiver.
No.
I don't think
he got CD Lamb.
George Pickens he needs to get paid.
And
he's going to ball out.
Fifth year option?
Right? Second, he was a second rounder.
Yeah.
So he's probably on his 5th year option.
Hey, I love Stephon Diggs.
I do too because of May. Yeah. I think Diggs is a come up in fantasies. Like if you're if you need a fourth receiver. Yeah. If you need a fourth receiver, you came up.
And where's Diggs going right now?
What's his average?
Right?
Diggs' average
draft? So where's he going? Okay. I love me some Diggs. I love me some Ted McMillan. Hey.
Dude, don't.
I like him
told
late.
You I don't like that team.
But we're talking about late value. We're talking about number one.
But I'm telling there's no value there. I'm saying that.
These are number one. No. Hey, fantasy is about touches.
It is.
Touches and looks. And Ted's going to get his touches, his opportunities, and his looks.
That's why I learned big on the whole way we ran the fantasy my first year in the RT Sports.
Yeah, RT Sports is a little bit different that we
But I feel like you have to go with the running backs because I feel like automatically they're going to get 20, 30
You feel like there's a bunch of receivers that can go over 100 yards every week.
Well, but look at I
think some of them can do 160.
But at the end, who's that receiver who was going off at the end? I can't even think of his name. He just went to Miami.
Speaking of Miami,
They just picked up what's his name? They just picked up a receiver.
Well, speaking of receivers that went off late, Jerry Jeudy. No one's talking about Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, that was my pickup right there.
Like as long as Joe Flacco's the quarterback, there is value in David Njoku and Jerry Jeudy because Joe Burrow is an old school quarterback that delivers the ball, has this height of 6'5", and has seen everything. If you give him time, Joe Flacco will kill you.
But yeah, Joe
Flacquito. Joe Flacquito.
Yeah. Like
Joe Flacquito is good, bro.
Was he turning 40 though?
Yeah, he's pretty
right.
I want to say he's like
up there
30,
in age, but hey,
he's 40.
He's always had an elite arm.
He's good,
and he knows. Hey, listen, you're gonna catch the ball. You're gonna be where I need you to be, and I'm gonna get it to you. And Jerry Jeudy knows what he's doing.
I don't think Jerry Jeudy's
like
played with a good quarterback.
But like I said, there's 4 in that moment in that room.
It's gonna be the same equation.
No. Let's not talk about the Browns quarterback situation. It's like a clown car rolling up and just clowns keep coming.
Listen, hey, they did the NFL solid. Right, they did the NFL solid by drafting Shedeur.
But they really did themselves a solid because Sanders, I mean, is
it does bring publicity too as well to the team.
No, Gabriel's no good, bro.
No,
Gabriel's no good.
That takes me back to what was the biggest thing I brought up last, and it was about the owners, right? Distractions. Distractions are a big deal, especially what's the backup quarterback's job? The backup quarterback's job is to get the starter ready, not to be a distraction. You think the head coach of the team wants Joe Flacco, if he's starting, to start answering questions about Shedeur Sanders and how Shedeur Sanders look at practice today and how Shedeur do this and how? No, Shedeur's job, right? And because of the notoriety, because of Dion, he has an aura around him, right?
He does.
And he's going to bring a distraction. That's not his job.
But it's not his bad. It's not his bad.
No one's saying that's his bad though, Adam. What we're saying is that he's not great at his job. His job is to get the number one ready.
Okay. But you got to remember, Joe Flacco is 40 years old.
Yeah.
And Sanders is this young kid. Deion Sanders is his dad. I think the number one thing we have to remember is that the kid has not gotten a fair shake. That's kind of messed up that Gabriel got drafted before him and already at camp, they say like he's already better than him, bro. They're like Sanders already looks the part. Gabriel looks like Bryce Young out there right now, bro. Same size. Like just understand that like Sanders can at least go out there and compete and try to do something. It's Kenny Pickett, we know what we have already. Dylan Gabriel, he looks like he's gonna play on tonight for a high school team, and then you have who else is in the room? Watson.
Oh yeah.
They have this. That's what I'm saying. It's a clown car. But Sanders, you tell me Sanders, you just take a flyer. You take a flyer on him. You just take a flyer and see what happens. I mean, if Tom Brady calls him here and there and talks to him, he might cancel him, give him some game, bro. You never know.
Distractions. Can't have distractions. Okay, that's number one. You can't have distractions,
like
right?
A coach.
So
listen,
like
but you also have, I love coaching, right? But at the end of the day, is this right? Shedeur cannot drive the ball. He cannot throw a 15-yard out. And was the wool pulled over our eyes with Dion? The dude's in the Ring of Honor at Colorado. Did he earn that, or was he given that?
You feel like he was given it? I watched some games. I think the kid can play a little bit.
We're talking about Rings of Honor.
It's just the world we live in. You know what I mean? It's just the way these people are.
That was given to him.
But he was also humbled, I think, during the draft.
Yeah.
I think he was humbled. Maybe, and he hasn't been a problem.
Maybe. But let me ask you this. When Shedeur's out there, right, and they're showing these highlights, and you got to be careful with social media, right?
And, the good stuff.
Did you see that throw?
And it's only one pass. It's easy to get.
And one pass against two. The fourth and fifth stringers that aren't going to make that team.
And you usually got a starter running that route or something.
Well, it's on Dion.
Always keep that in mind. When you're watching these videos, did you see that Shedeur pass? Oh, well, yeah, he just threw it against a guy that's going to get cut. That's going to be working at IKEA next week.
Okay.
But that's why I don't like watching That's why I don't like watching too much of the videos. That's why even as a Niner fan, I don't really like to get caught up in the whole like social media scheme of it.
Right. Because somebody's going to try to push a narrative.
Yeah, they can push narratives even on other teams. Like I don't watch it. I just like to watch when the game one comes around in September. That's when we see who the real dog is.
We do.
You know what I mean?
We do. The lights
season,
turn on.
Yeah. And that's when you see the real. And I don't care about all the social media stuff. Oh, he made a good catch over 2-3 people. Whatever.
You got to watch the actual game to really know what's going on.
I want to see you in game doing that stuff.
Well, the thing is about Sanders, what I've already seen enough, and I know that the next quarterback up is going to be him if something happens to Joe Flacco. That if something happens to Joe Flaquito,
I mean, everyone's ready. You know what I mean?
It's going to be him. That's what I'm saying. Because Kenny Pickett, you already know what you have. You're going to have to march him out there. And it might be bad, but
the good thing about it is he went to a team where there is opportunity. You know what I mean? A real dog's going to end up proving his, you know what I mean, his chance, though. You know what I mean? If you given the opportunity.
In regards to fantasy, man, get the ball to Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they got. Joker.
There is value with Jeudy and Njoku.
He's obviously not a factor,
huge
right?
value. If Njoku's your tight end 1, you're good.
Let me ask you
this.
If
Joe Flacco's a quarterback, Flaquito.
Yeah, I was going to say.
How do y'all feel about DeAndre Swift with the Bears?
Okay, I know what. Okay, so Ben Johnson.
I stole him in as a trade, and I really stole him because I forgot what I gave up for him. But I grabbed him because I thought he had more value. But they were taking away so many of those goal line touches and stuff like that.
Swift already. He's a guy that looks the part, and I think he's just topped out. Like to think that he's gonna go off. To think that he's going to go off now just because Ben Johnson has been there, it's like he's already had plenty of opportunities. I don't think there's no value in him. He might have one game. You're like, oh, he scored 35 fantasy points. But then after that, it's like,
I wouldn't say that.
For a month.
I'm not really worried about that. I just like that the potential that he has. And you might get him. And
there's a long line of you guys thinking that the potential one day is going to fill the cup because it ain't going to happen.
But we've seen that he has to get given the ball.
Totally out. So what?
Totally out on him.
Where's he going right now in drafts?
What's his average?
Where's he going in drafts right now?
He's got to be.
Because listen,
I don't know.
I like the way Ben Johnson did things, right? In Detroit with Gibbs and Montgomery. And so I think, you know what? When it comes to value, right? Because I'm big on that when it comes to fantasy football. It's the value. Can he create opportunities for this kid that he hasn't had before? He's obviously a very talented back, okay? He has Roshan Johnson, who's going to be taking a lot of them touchdowns away from him when it comes to, short yardage carries at the end zone. Right? So is the potential there and the value there to take him way late? I mean, where's he going?
They say that he's going to go around like the 6th round.
No, DeAndre, that's too high.
That's too high.
That's too high.
I wouldn't even take him in the 8th round.
But that's like,
you know what? I don't even want him on my team, bro.
Well, no. That's
like,
why you can't
I'm good.
Yourself.
I'd rather put my money on something late that no one knows about because I think that I tell you that let that ship sail. It's done. Yeah, he's no good.
He's still
you
still
keep on wanting something to be different.
He's still a starter,
that's a young man with explosion, with an opportunity, and you're not going to take that. You're just going to say, "I'm not doing it."
I would take a flyer on the unknown.
I would take better. I would take him like the 8th round.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
I can't.
Give me all 5 new cards.
No, give me a starting running back any time of the day. He's a starter.
And then it's about opportunity.
Who's on the depth chart there? Who's on the depth chart?
Boy, Roshan Johnson's the backup, and then he probably picked up. You know what I mean?
I'll give you that. Okay.
But
I don't want him on my team, but you can draft him in yours and he can be your last pick or something like that. But I know they're saying the 6th.
And I'm
saying,
that
guy always lets people down, bro.
DeAndre Swift.
He's gonna be a guy where you're gonna start him at 2, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put him in the flex. Hey, I'm gonna bench him this week. That's what happens with him. That's literally the lifespan of him in a month. And then he has that one big game when he goes off and he's on your bench and he drives you crazy. Don't trust that, vato. Don't trust him.
Nah, when given the opportunity, maybe this coach will give him the opportunity. He got touches, he looked good. You know what I mean? And that's all it takes. If you watch film, you watch the, hey, I should have gave him the ball.
You know what I saw? I saw Caleb Williams throw a tantrum earlier in the week. Yeah. That's what I saw.
When he couldn't hit a target. Yeah, I understand
and where did you see that on social media? Because I saw a different angle. And he was throwing the other day, right? From a Chicago Bears fan, and he looked mighty fine.
I saw him turn around and throw a tantrum too. So, you know what I mean? And what do we know? He has happy feet.
It's the world we live in,
His feet are just like constantly moving.
But what did they do?
He just has bad footwork.
What did they do? Did they improve his offensive line? They helped him out.
Yeah. They did. They gave him. He has everything.
Did they get him an offensive coordinator?
Oh, the best one supposedly. We'll see how that goes.
Did they go get him? Did they go get him a tight end, Colston Loveland? Right.
He's got 2 of them now. He's got 2 of them.
Komet can do his thing, right?
I told you he's basura.
Is explosive.
He's basura.
Which one?
Caleb Williams.
Hey, where does Keenan Allen go?
That whole team.
Keenan Allen just went to the Chargers. Back to the Chargers.
That was huge for them. That was huge. They needed help at the receivers.
I like that pickup too. You know what I mean? You needed someone veteran. You needed a veteran over there in the room.
You did.
It's going to be a lot of play action, right? They run the ball. And
he's a big receiver.
And he's going against probably, very soft coverage. Because they're going to be heavy, predominant running team, the Chargers.
Well, it's going to be a lot of men in the box, right? So it's going to be a lot of and double moves. Keenan Allen, hey man, no one runs sharper routes.
It was smart for Keenan Allen. I wanted the Bengals to scoop him up.
Hey, they're going to be stacking the box. They're going to be 7-man, sometimes 8-man boxes, right? Keenan Allen, hey, step down a block. Next thing you know, bro, he's in the flats. Running.
Where does he go?
I love the Keenan Allen pickup.
If you got the opportunity to pick that up,
he's late because of the offense, man. The opportunity's just not there.
It's just
But do you take it late? Yeah. Why not?
He's like I said, I like that we're talking about a lot of back end stuff because everybody can tell you a lot of front end stuff.
Right.
But this back end stuff is good stuff. So.
Well, that's for the money rounds, really.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to pick up good players in the first, few rounds and easily call them out and be like, oh, they're going to go off.
Right.
But can you really call out who's going to go off in the 8th round, 10th round? Maybe your sleepers.
So
even
my boys,
for me, I had Likely.
My boys, this is somebody I like a lot, right? I like him. Like say, I want to leave. I want to leave the draft with this dude on my team. Okay. And he's not going to be my number one back.
I'm going to take him.
Right. Right. No, that's fine.
Just to make you mad for taking Joe Burrow last year.
Hey, we sacrificed some stuff,
you took
but
Joe
I love
Burrow
doing
last
this.
year, bro, and it just shook me.
Listen. Hey, Travion Henderson, right? Mm-hmm. How do you guys feel about him?
I like him.
I love him.
I think he's a part of those running back committees that's going to end up taking it.
It almost feels like I'm a Patriots fan. But man, I really like him right now. I really like him.
I like that whole team in general, like I say, because the coaching, Drake May, Diggs. I think Diggs is starting to realize like he needs to make some more cash, so he's going to go ball out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then just the way they're going to go about things. New England's always been uniform and button up about stuff.
But they got a good little running back room though now for that.
Ramondre Stevenson's still there.
It's going to be a minute before the transitional.
But we're talking about explosion. Okay, Josh McDaniels coming back to the to the Patriots, right? He's coming back, he's always been, he's always been a successful OC, right?
He has.
Head coach, trash, hot, garbage, might be the worst ever. Literally, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's a good OC.
Great OC.
So that leads me back into Drake May. Drake May, this is his second year. I know you're high on him. You feel like Drake May. I think we're all high on Drake May. But what second year quarterback do you see like regressing and going backwards, bro? Like, just like, I killed it. For me, real quick, is Daniels. I think Daniels is going to drop down a little bit. That's why I don't have them making the playoffs. Okay, here.
Maybe because of Scary Terry not being there, because he needs that deep ball.
I originally thought that going into it, but with that, I feel even better about it. Okay, like
he's not getting that with Debo. Debo ain't giving Debo.
Debo's gonna kill it from. It's gonna help them, but I think I don't see them like. I like Debo. I do.
I like Brian Robinson over there. I'll give him the running back.
Hard.
He runs hard. You know what I mean? He's gonna have his little.
But I'm low on all their stock because I just feel like Daniels is not gonna have the same year he had last year, so his fantasy value is gonna drop a little more. I'd rather have a second year quarterback like May. Oh, go ahead.
This is the way I feel about Jaden Daniels, right? Is that coming out, he looked like a skinny little kid. That's the same way I felt about Lamar Jackson. And I've always been down Lamar Jackson. Now I'm really.
But Lamar Jackson looks fast. We knew that he was going to be able to outrun.
Jaden Daniels don't look fast.
No, he does, but he glides. He's got more of a glide.
What I'm talking about is that Jaden Daniels is bigger than I thought. That kid can take hits.
What is he, 6'3"?
Dude, he's a big kid.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
And he's growing into his body.
6'3", 225
yeah,
or something
but he's
like that.
built different. Like, there's 6'3" kids, but they're not built like him. Jaden Daniels is a big boy.
You know what? I just like the way he delivers the ball.
6'4".
6'4"? What's his weight?
Deep ball is beautiful.
Close.
His deep ball is beautiful, but
he's growing.
They need Scary Terry back.
210. He's lighter.
They need Scary.
He's a little bit bigger, huh?
Yeah.
They do need Scary Terry.
They need him back.
But I don't think
you need to go.
I think overall they're not going to be the same. That's why I picked Dallas to finish above them, bro. That's why.
My second year guy that I think might regress. A lot of these guys, man, they're talented kids, right? But I think Bo Nix is going to face a lot of coverage this year, right? Right? Their running game might be okay. J.K. Dobbins, right? They got him, which I don't like for fantasy. I don't like J.K., right?
Picked him up.
Not just because of injury history, right? Broncos, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's going to be a factor. Everyone's talking about R.J. Harvey, which might be fool's gold because
I love R.J. Harvey.
Hey,
I love
you were talking about that. Yeah.
The Jameer McLaughlin kid, he runs hard.
I think he's just a guy that strikes lightning in a bottle. Gets 3 touches, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
So what I'm saying is I'm going to stay away from that backfield because I want R.J. Harvey to prove it to me. And not only because I believe that people are going to overdraft him because of the hype around him, but it brings me back to Bo Nix, okay? The second year guy that I believe can regress. He's going to face a lot of coverage defense where they're going to be dropping a lot of dudes back. And if Bo Nix doesn't run the ball more, which could be big for him though, because more rushing yards leads to more fantasy points, right?
Uh-huh.
But if Bo Nix doesn't start using his legs a little more and he starts trying
You don't want him running on the edge getting blasted by a linebacker, bro. Because then he's going to be holding a clipboard on the sideline.
Or he starts forcing the ball late. I think Bo Nix might be the guy, like he might regress.
Well, there's two different levels here. Yeah, there's the Daniels regression down from him, and then there's the Bo Nix. Those are two different levels. So I think we could be right on both of them because they didn't start off at the same spot. That's what I'm trying to say. I think they both will have, I think Daniels have a subpar year, and I think Bo Nix I think they're going to be more competitive as a team. I think.
Speaking of Bo Nix, right, and Sean Payton, we talked a little bit about Evan Ingram, which you love, right, Shane?
I like Evan Ingram.
Sugar loves Ingram, right? Hey, you liked him too, though.
I love him.
You liked him too.
I think he's good.
And we talked about Sean Payton looking for his next tight end. But I don't think Evan Ingram is that tight end. Jimmy Graham was Jimmy Graham because of his physical.
But he was a basketball player, man.
He was a beast, right?
Yeah,
he did some special stuff. Evan Ingram ain't that kind of guy.
But we're not going to find that again. You know what I mean? That's Antonio Gates status,
What I'm saying is that I believe Evan Ingram is trying to fill that Michael Thomas role, right? That Marcus Colston role. And he ain't that guy because he don't have the yak when it comes to it, correct?
Yep.
How do you feel about that? Ingram is talented physically, but does he have the yak
those guys brought? I've seen him. There's been a couple of times where I need him to go over 100 yards, and he's done it for me.
Yeah.
The key is for him, he can break a tackle, but you got to get the ball quick to him. He's got to get the engine going because he is athletic.
Well,
he is. But the thing is, I'm telling you, I think with them able to run the ball, that opportunity is going to present itself because he's a little bit more agile. It's just for him, you got to get him going. He picks up speed faster.
So where are we taking Ingram then?
Oh, Ingram, you're going to be able to take him late.
Yeah,
you're going to have Ingram. Yeah,
sure.
What's his average draft?
I think people are going to fall in love with that kid.
Well, just because he could have potential being the starting tight end with Bo Nix possibly being a good, maybe pass first type of offense to get it going.
The play action, they're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
That's and then he's going to find opportunities. My thing is with him, I know last year he had probably 3 games over 100 yards and then he got hurt. So he does. And I'm telling you, he's athletic. He's a little bit undersized for playing tight end. They don't ask him to block very much.
Right.
They ask him to basically line up in the slot.
That's why I believe
you're right. So yeah.
So people want to compare him to just because Jimmy Graham and the Sean Payton relation, right? But I don't think that's what they're doing with him.
For him, if he gets off the line, he can catch a ball in the seam for 25 yards.
Right.
That's what it is.
But tight ends, what is good about them is they're not like the big physical guys as much as they were. They're a lot more like receivers nowadays. Yeah. So it is good to have that one guy, but it hurts about having those. They're not good blockers on top of that. So that might be his downfall.
That's what makes Kittle a stud. That's what makes McBride a stud, and that's what makes Brock Bowers a stud because they can do it all.
So
they're not Kyle Pitts, which all the kids got all pumped up about Kyle Pitts. Right. Dude, I had people tell me, let's not take Jamar Chase, let's take Kyle Pitts. And I'm like, come on.
What?
Come on.
Smoking.
Why would we do that? Right. You know what I mean?
But let me ask you this, okay? So who's your number 1 tight end? Fantasy football.
Oh, it's easy. It's Brock Bowers, but George Kittle's right there too.
Okay. Well, I like Brock Bowers. When it comes to football, I think Brock Bowers is the best.
I still got Kittle, honestly.
Shane thinks Kittle's going to go in the first round.
What if I told you?
I'll take him. I'll
take him. See?
What if
you can't do that.
What if I told you Trey McBride is going very early in drafts?
Hey, but I was thinking that too. He's like, if I don't get Kittle,
late in the second,
I want
I'm not a fan of that.
I'm not a
fan of that.
Trey McBride might have number 1 receiver numbers.
Yeah, I think the value's there, but I don't want to buy stock into it completely. If the opportunity presents itself, I just feel like at that point, the way I'm structuring my draft and how I want to do it, if I take him, he has no choice but to perform.
They could have considered them an off year for him last year.
And it was.
But
how good were they, Shane?
They were really good.
He had 100 receptions too?
Oh, I guarantee you he did, right?
Yeah,
I know he did 2 years ago. I want to say
he was there. The only problem was this. Remember, they were making a big deal about it because he wasn't catching touchdowns. And it was an off year for him.
Well, what helps him?
He didn't get a touchdown until I think week 11, 12 or something.
Can run around and present these opportunities that are broken plays.
But if a head coach is smart, they're going to start integrating this dude was open. Hey, start looking at him more. You know what I mean? And he's 6'4".
He's a beast.
200 and almost 250 pounds almost.
Hey, man.
I would take him. He's up there.
Hey, late in the second, early in the third, Trey McBride's going to give you them numbers. I like him for
He had 111 receptions.
Tight ends be getting a lot of receptions these days.
And he had 147 targets. So he caught a good
147. Ooh.
It's a lot of volume.
Good hands, too.
I just learned something too myself right now, huh?
He almost had 1,200 yards, too.
Baby. That's
but you know the bad thing about it? He only had 2 touchdowns. That's probably why people might sleep on him. But that's why I might think he might have an up year because, hey, we see you had this amount of numbers. Let's get you up a little bit more.
I like that.
And he had 1 rushing touchdown. So maybe that's the third.
That was a tush push, I bet.
Yeah.
Somebody cue Jalen Hurts, which I'm not a fan about. Like I said last week, his number 1 play is getting pushed in his ass.
Hey, can we talk?
Does that count? Does that count? Does ass count?
Drop it in there, baby.
No, another one.
The people have spoken, baby. Right? But listen, Jalen Hurts, okay? Man, so this is why I'm a little bit put off. Saquon is an amazing running back, right?
He is.
But I truly believe that they want to protect him a little bit and they want to go into the playoffs healthy, okay? And I think they're going to ask Jalen Hurts to throw the ball a little more this year.
They're in trouble. We talked about this already.
That's your job.
They're in trouble then. I shouldn't pound the table.
Oh, man, that's good, baby. Pound the table for what you believe, baby.
I'm just like, no, that's fool's gold.
So, and no, I'm not saying draft Jalen Hurts higher because of it. What I'm saying is,
fantasy, I guess, there's value. Yeah.
Careful with Saquon because is he going to be that number 1, number 2 guy this year? Or are you going to panic when he's not getting the touches early on?
Yeah, I kind of worry too about running backs who have a big year and then the next year. That next year is always a hit or miss.
But I think they need to save him because like Jalen Hurts is not that guy. So they need to. That's why Shipley has value. At one point, somewhere on the waiver wire, is it Will Shipley? The backup running back
at Clemson, right?
He looked pretty good last night. And I mean, the hole that he ran through was literally, I mean, I could have probably got 2 or 3 yards.
Well, their O-line is legit.
2015 Adam would have probably got 8 yards. But anyways, that's another story. But Shipley, bro, I'm telling you, at one point, you're going to need a running back and you're going to go to the waiver wire and you're going to pick him up. If Barkley has any kind of little injury or any little hiccup.
But that's the thing about the running backs like him. He's going to get pampered now maybe next year when, little injuries come up. You don't want that. That's why I said to stay away from Saquon because they're going to make sure. Go ahead.
They have the formula, right?
They do.
Obviously, to win
because the offensive line,
defense,
and the offensive line. That's what I'm saying. They got the best offensive line in football.
But you need to make sure that you have everything to put into your formula to make it work in the season, and that's a healthy Saquon Barkley.
Well, they just need him to come through when the weather changes. You know what I mean?
Does that mean that AJ Brown notch goes up a little bit? Do you draft AJ Brown?
I would say Devontae Smith goes up.
Devontae Smith.
When the Eagles throw the ball, Jalen Hurts throws the ball up and says, I hope they catch it.
Or I hope I do that.
Yeah, like that's he throws it up. And that's why everybody hates on him. They say a lot of people hate on him. I'm not hating on him. I'm just seeing like.
But he has real patchy games. I know what you're talking about. Like he has patchy games.
But he can't throw the ball.
It's not consistent, but that's why he's good at handing off though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why they went in.
Okay, push me.
Hey, but he got the Eagles to pay top dollar for 2 receivers and top dollar for a running back. He's got
great GM,
but none of that work the offensive line.
Great GM, great ownership, baby, over there.
But good drafting too. On top of that,
great GM.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
owner stays out the way.
Owner does the other way.
He stays out the way.
You're banking on that, but what I'm telling you, I talked to Joe already, and Joe told me we're gonna be okay. This was last summer, Joe. When I coached him up.
Let's see
I had to show him how to run those wind sprints, Let's
see how much influence he has, baby. Those boys got deep pockets, bro. Deep pockets as owners. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, hey, I like that.
I like JJ McCarthy. Just to go back to the rookies who never really got a chance. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back. Let's go back. I like that.
No, I just feel like we didn't get to go over that one. I feel like I'm kind of excited to see him in an offense that is explosive. You know what I mean? Tons of opportunity over there for him to be a good quarterback.
So far out of camp, there's a mixed reaction on him. He's looked good. He's not looked good. They say he's having trouble throwing the ball with touch.
I'm not worried about none of that. Like I said, I'm just ready for game 1. I want to see you week 1. I want to see what you look like. You got Justin Jefferson at your disposal.
You have a good offensive line. You have 2 good running backs, which I do like Jordan Mason.
Great OC.
Side note, I do like him. Hey. Same thing, Aaron Jones. I'm sorry, Aaron Jones Mason, same value. Yeah, but go ahead.
Proven winner, right? Like we said earlier in the podcast, right? I like JJ McCarthy because think about last year, right? Who was coming to see Sam Darnold? What do you think Sam Darnold was going to do last year with?
Well, I called Sam Darnold. I told you guys. I drafted him in the draft, and then I drafted him.
He was going to do what he did this year.
It's just because Sam Darnold looks the part, bro. I think when he came in, And
he has a hell of an arm,
we might have to start calling you the guru again. If you thought
I told you they were going to be good. If you know me and people know me, I mentioned Sam Darnold. I know there's Vikings fans out there. You know who I'm talking to. Sam Darnold. I told, they're going to be good.
So you thought right away before JJ McCarthy got hurt, you thought Sam Darnold,
yes, 100%
was going to do what he did last year.
Neta, carnal.
Okay.
Neta.
So that leads me to say, I like your point because I think JJ McCarthy is all of Sam Darnold and maybe more.
But they say he's
with a lot more potential too because he's younger. Yeah,
I like him.
I like it a lot.
A poor man's Burrow. I
like him.
If he can just manage it.
Addison's going to miss what, 4 games?
4 games.
And I like Addison too, by the way.
That just gives
Hawkinson,
him. It just puts more weight on his shoulders to be someone that he, you know what I mean, could potentially be.
2 good backs.
Unlocking.
TJ Hawkinson, second year after having
Hawkinson.
the ACL.
Can we give Brian Flores a little shout out, right? He's been done dirty by the NFL quite a bit. He tried doing the right thing by his players. Ownership did him dirty. They tried burying him. Brian Flores
everywhere
came back.
he's gone, he's done good pretty much.
That defense,
I want to say.
I'll tell you what, he's dominated. And he does stuff that you don't see in the NFL. Brian Flores,
and he's got some
weapons.
Is Harrison Smith still playing for the Vikings?
Yes.
He's still there.
He's still over there.
He's still there.
How old is he?
Oh, man. He's up there in age, baby.
How old is he? But he's still out there.
But the thing is, he's a safety. And, you don't have to have the speed. It's about this.
36?
When it comes to safety.
36?
It's about
you're not lying, though.
film work. Brian Flores.
That's why I think Jalen Ramsey should move to safety. That's why he's like Charles Woodson. You know what I mean?
But it'd be good to use his size to cover up most of that field.
You age well, right? Sliding over there as safety. You age very well.
And you avoid a lot of contact for a while until you put it on somebody too, for the most part.
But Minnesota, like I said,
their defense is killer too.
It is. And McCarthy, I could see him having a good season because he's got all the pieces around him.
He does.
All the pieces around him.
He does.
He just needs to stick to what he knows best. You know what I mean? Just get that ball out. You know what I mean? Don't make it more than what it is. Unless he has that in him. You know what I mean? You don't really know that until we see that. You know what I mean?
Also, too, this weekend with preseason, Caleb Johnson. I talked to him a little bit earlier. The Pittsburgh game. I think he's gonna have I think he's gonna get some touches and he's gonna handle business. And that's why I'm like, I think he's gonna have the same value as running backs like. Not Derrick Henry, but pick another one. I don't want to say nothing too crazy. Yeah, I didn't go deep dive today.
That's very crazy.
Yeah, that's very crazy, right? But there's other running backs like Josh Jacobs. No,
where does Josh Jacobs go in the draft? Second round for sure, probably.
Josh Jacobs and Breece Hall. Like, if you're just like, man, dude, I don't know who to take.
Josh Jacobs is going before Breece Hall.
No, I'm just saying. But like, if you can do those 2 first picks. Like
both of them, Breece Hall and
I think that would be a scenario
if
like
you can get Breece Hall in like the 5th round,
the 9th pick.
You
would have to reach on Josh Jacobs. You'd have to reach on him because I want to say his average draft
is second round.
Early second. But some might mess around and take him in the first because of how much they're falling in love with Green Bay's offense.
But just for having 12 people last year, he was the last pick of the second round. So he was the 24th pick.
That's a steal.
There's a cluster of players right there at 7, 8, and 9. I just don't like Christian McCaffrey, Nico Collins, and
I feel like
there was another. We're just talking to those 2, and Puka. I'm not fans of them because the way I look at that scenario and that situation, the what you're getting back in return for them, it just doesn't make sense. That's why I'd rather reach on Jacobs. I'd rather reach on Breece Hall. My whole philosophy: Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison Jr. His dad was a pro's pro. When Marvin Harrison Jr. would step on the field, he knew where to be. He knew where to cut. He's a professional. That's an descendant of Marvin Harrison. He's a Hall of Famer.
Let me ask you
So that's why I believe his son is going to go off. He's going to kill it this year. Marvin Harrison Jr., top 10 receiver. Easy. All 3 of them. Malik Neighbors, too.
Away from
and
him.
we all know what Brian Thomas Jr. can do. I think that's a slam dunk. I know it sounds crazy, but come on. I'm telling you.
Do you take Marvin Harrison Jr. over Devon Achane?
Nah.
In a heartbeat.
See, not me.
I take that number.
Believe it. You effing double down, my boy. Double down.
No.
I like that you're confident.
I disagree with you, but I got to respect your opinion. I get it. But Devon Achane, right? A lot of touches out of the backfield. Okay,
no.
A lot of
the Miami
catches.
Experiment's over. It's over. They need the only value they have there is the coach. That's it.
Speaking of which,
McDaniels.
You think Tyreek Hill ends up on the Dolphins by the end of the year?
I think they might find a trade for him a little.
Hey, all that drama.
Hey, it would be good if he went to the Raiders. Raiders give up a second rounder and a third rounder for him.
Man, but the thing is this: we're building something. We're trying. So the Raiders, right? We're trying to build a culture. Okay, we're trying to change things right now. You see it, Mark Davis. Basically hiring Tom Brady, giving him a discount on the team. Okay, we're trying to build something different when it comes to the Raiders. Okay, do we look at the short term now all of a sudden? Because will he help us win games immediately? Yes. But it's about the long game, baby.
It is.
It's about the long game. And no, I would not do it for a second round pick. Hey, I'll give you a fourth rounder for that kid, though.
You know who I would rather you guys pick up instead of Tyreek Hill, who still has so much potential? Waddle. Out of that whole group.
Yes, sir.
I would rather take a young Waddle instead of the older Tyreek. Obviously, there's still
because you know what you're getting Tyreek right now, but Waddle, it's got a little bit of time left. There's still some tread on the tires,
and he's just
what is
he's shifty though. He's shifty.
Let me ask you this, okay? You have the 16th round, 17th round. Are you taking a flyer on Darren Waller?
If you're going that deep,
with Miami, are you taking a flyer on him?
I want to, but something tells me not to.
There's a lot of targets over there.
They traded Jonnu Smith. They
did.
believe in that kid.
They did.
But there's a lot of targets over there that need to go around. There's Achane. You got Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Waller. You got who else you got now? You got Nick Westbrook, Kine that they took from Tennessee.
And Achane.
Let me tell you something. We stepped on something last week that I'm going to bring back. I asked you, Chargers, Raiders, receiver core. Keenan Allen being on that receiving core, they have better receivers than you guys do.
Absolutely not.
100%. Because the guys you guys had marching out there in the preseason game, I don't know. They look like a bunch of gimmicky receivers. Right. But they get hit one time. But we're not going to see them anymore.
But this came out of your mouth. Who's our number one receiver?
Go ahead and say it. Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
You got me.
Brock Bowers.
But that's one guy.
The Chargers have...
It's one guy.
So if I were to say Jamar Chase is one guy, that's how you would respond to me? And that's how I feel about Brock Bowers.
Okay. Brock Bowers and Jamar Chase are not in the same.
Listen, they play different position.
Yeah.
But I believe that he's a generational type of player. Okay? Brock Bowers is a game changer. And do I believe that the Chargers have a better receiving core than the Raiders? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, huh?
What if you were to? What if you were to take out?
I felt you last week, but this week I'm like, no. I saw those guys that you guys had out there, and I know, a lot of people didn't play, but I saw a 2 and a 3 play.
Too much stock in the preseason.
I know. But what I'm saying, they look really small. They look really small.
Dante Thornton at 6'5" looks small to you?
Who's
running a 4.340?
What was that little Tucker? The guy that's on secondary depth chart.
Thornton Tucker.
He's a little guy, just like your Burton in the slot working for the Bengals.
No. Jermaine Burton's Alabama. He's
how big is he?
He's just got to get his stuff right.
Well, no, we're talking about size though.
I think he's 6'2". 6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, I think so. 6'2", 6'1".
Hey, just because we went over the Titans a little bit, what do you think about Cam Ward?
Oh, you keep talking about Cam Ward.
You know I like him.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now.
You think Cam Ward?
Let it go. I was playing in a keeper league and some guy drafted him like in the 5th round, and I was just like, dude, what are you doing?
Listen,
Niños.
I actually, you know what? It's funny because I sat on that draft, right? I sat in on that draft, and I don't think I've laughed harder in years. Right? Oh, Jensen, right? But I laughed hard. I couldn't believe some of the names that were coming out of these kids' mouths.
On his team, he has Barkley, Jamar Chase, and Bijan Robinson.
Right.
Great, right? Great, he has those 3 studs. But what is really going on here? Are you really good? Is the league really bad? I think that's what needs to be asked.
Well, from what I experienced, and it was a small picture into it.
Yeah.
Man, I saw some bad draft.
His bench is better than people's starters, but anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
I just barely entered that league. We'll see what happens. I've done some solid trades.
You better win that league.
I need to win it. Yeah, I need to win it. But yeah.
Win
Anyway, so back to the hot topics again. With my final takeaway from after our second episode, which thank you. Like, subscribe, love, share, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys listening again. And what I want to sign off on is HBO Hard Knocks. What we've been noticing is that everybody's going behind the scenes, showing all these footage of all this stuff that's going on. I want everybody to take a good look at Josh Allen and how he has now transformed his career from being a quarterback literally about 20 miles from here at a little college called Reedley College, and then going to Wyoming. Basically, what I'm saying is nobody saw this happening. He came out of nowhere. And I think the end result will be Josh Allen and Joe Burrow dueling in the AFC Championship game. And I think that's going to be explosive, be one of the best, because I think ultimately you have this strong country kid versus this guy from Ohio. And I think they're on a collision course. So that's something I want people to remember that I'm saying, because it's going to happen. They're both studs. And Josh Allen in Hard Knocks, he's done so much for them. He walked around the new stadium. It was a really good episode. I don't know if you've been able to see it, but it was really good. So thank you for everybody listening, and we'll see you next on the next episode.